everybody. Glad to have y'all back for this chapter. This is gonna be the first part of a two-part chapter, and I want to tell y'all about my first time getting in trouble. It was, man. I remember I was thinking, I got a baby sister or a little sister, and I have my big brother, and here I'm in between. So I remember wanting to. I'm seeing everybody with y'all know it's somebody out there that identify with me with the clothes. I wanted to wear the jabots and the Guess and all that. But I had a single parent, man, so mama couldn't afford to give me all them things. So I remember I wrote a note to her telling her that, and I'm talking about, I can remember just thinking that, all right, this is the thing, this is what I need to do. But I didn't want her to wear it, so I wrote her a letter letting her know that, Mom, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go buy my own school clothes, get some money to buy my own school clothes. And I wrote the letter out to her, and out the door I went. And I ended up getting involved with some people um, that were known as the twins. That's all I say, that they were known as the twins. And I'm over there, and I'm in Stop 6. I'm over here in Stop 6 at this club, and excuse me. So I'm hustling, had the hours and everything. I work from 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the evening to midnight. 12 was my hours. And it was a club used to be called Jim's Place. It was on Amanda Street. 1616 or 1919 Amanda Street. Right down the street from the Stop 6 Projects, 92. And I remember one night they came in and they said, "Hey, 50, man, you ain't got nowhere you can go for the night." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And so just so happened, man, we had moved from the north side to Forest Hill. And my homeboy, he was my best friend, man. He had ran up, he stayed, they moved from the north side to some apartments called Vermilion Apartments off of Mansfield Highway. And I called him and told him to come over and spend the night over there. So he was like, yeah. So I snuck in through the window and I slept on the side of his bed. And that morning, his mama came in to get some clothes out the closet to wash clothes. And she seen me laying on the side of the bed, and she went off, of course, she went out like, "Whoa, get out of there." So, I was like, he told the mama, he was like, "Mama, if he gotta leave, I'm going too." And I remember telling him, like, "Man, no, man, stay home with your mama, man." And I apologized to her, and I left. I went walking up Mansfield Highway, and I got like about a half mile up the street or so, about 100 yards or so. And I turned around, here he come, running up the street. Come on, man. So we left walking, and we walked from Mansfield all the way to Amanda and Stop 6. That was a long walk, but man, we had fun along the way. But that day, man, that day that changed my life forever, man. And so yeah, that's a situation, man. They gave us a gun. I never forget, man. I ain't never seen no gun like this in my life. And the gun had a bullet jammed in the chamber, man. And we were trying to take that bullet out all day. We were playing with that gun, man. All day long playing with it. Just being 14-year-olds, man. And it was something happened, and the gun, man. You trying to take the bullet out the chamber, trying to pull it out, and the gun ended up, he hit his hand, and he let it go. It went forward and went off. And yeah, so I remember going to juvenile and stuff. I went after first went to jail. The police, where I ran down the street and called them, and I came back and ended up going to jail. The police came and the helicopter came and all that stuff. And everything was just happening so fast, man. And so I went to court on that, and they changed the charges to negligent homicide. And I remember seeing my mama. I remember that night, but they brought me home and they were like, they tell my mama that, well, we got good news, bad news. And so she was like, what's the good news? The good news is he can stay home. And so she was like, well, what's the bad news? Bad news, we gotta take his shoes. So they took my shoes confiscated my shoes, and about 3 days later, man, he passed. And they came, I remember early in the morning, they came, I was in the bed asleep. And they came in, flashlight and all that other stuff, man. And as we drove off, I can remember mama standing in the door of the house, and she just kind of just slid down the doorway to her knees, just kind of like I don't know, man, yeah, man. So I ended up getting probation for the situation, man, and I don't know what it was, but it did something to me. Something in her got altered. And they started putting me on medication. I was taking Prozac, and I had side effects to the Prozac. And they put me on Haldol, the side effects of the Prozac, and I was having side effects of the Haldol. And so that medication just had me in. Man, I was ziggity boom. I didn't know what was going on. But I started doing all kind of shit, man. And I got in crime, and that started this whole process, man. And ran out the gun store with some guns and got away. Then we got caught. I got caught, and my homeboy, he got away. And then then I got out on probation again on that. And then I went to school. I was at school at Everman High School. This one day, and I got into it with some dudes. I'm from the north side, so we wear maroon and stuff, man, whatever. So I remember these dudes were talking noise to me. They thought they were tripping with me, so I'm like, man, yeah, what's up, nigga? So they called me to the office like halfway during the day, and I stepped in the office, and the police was in there. They were like, we heard that you got a weapon on you. So I was like, man, I ain't got no weapon on me, man. What you talking about? So the officer said, stand up. So I had an ice pick. So I tried to slide how Dicky's pants got them pockets. So I tried to slide it out, the ice pick out of my pocket, and it hit the floor, and the metal part tapped against the leg. Tink. He said, tink. And I look at the police, he looking down at the ground, I'm like, damn, he said. So I went to jail, man. I went to jail for having an ice pick at school as a weapon or whatever. And that violated my probation. And they sent me to a place called Glen Mill Schools. And Glen Mill Schools is in Concordville, Pennsylvania. And man, that experience was, I don't know. But I was taking the medication while I was there, so it was just I went through a lot of abuse. Everybody, I wasn't the only person. A lot of people went to abuse up there, and yeah, that shit that was just crazy. But I did a lot of good things there. I won first place. I was on the powerlifting team. I won first place in the Pennsylvania State Championship for this 14-15 age group, super heavyweight. I won first place, so that was good. That was an accomplishment, of course. And I won fifth place nationals, age 14 to 17, super heavyweight. So man, that was some good stuff, man. I did when I was there, and but the abuse was there too, man. The staff was beating us up, and they do all kind of shit, man. And so here I am, 14, 15 years old, and I'm way up here in another state and going through all these things I'm going through, and I'm like, man, I ain't nowhere to go. I don't know nowhere. I don't know nobody. I don't know nothing. And they had a thing for truancy. Like if somebody, if an inmate, if another student, they call it students. If a student, if I see a student running away trying to escape, I had permission to green light them. So everybody, green light. You have everybody looking for them. All the students to go looking for them. And when we had the permission to beat them up and do whatever we got to do to bring them back. And that was the culture of that place, man. And like I said, man, it was, it was it had a lot of good potential there, man, but it did more harm than anything, I believe, because when I really got released in December 8th, it was December 8th of 94, I came home. And at that time, the gangs in Fort Worth, man, the gang violence in Fort Worth was at an all-time high, man, and that meant bringing all that suppressed anger and stuff I had inside of me and pain and stuff. And so the gang stuff was my outlet, banging and all that other stuff, man. And yeah, but needless to say, mama, she's made me stop taking the medication and stuff. But I was dealing with something. I was two people. I was two different people. I had this cool, no bubbly innocence in me. And then I had this rage and monster inside of me. And I wouldn't wish that on nobody, man, but that was a reality that I was dealing with, man. And it's like my life was just a blur. And it's like thinking back from 95, 96, 97, all that was just like a blur. It was a blur. And I got heavy. My mama took me off them medication. I started experimenting with the street drugs, smoking weed, snorting cocaine, whatever. All everything. I was just all kind of different stuff that I dealt with, and I didn't even know who I was at that time, man. And I'm just glad that the things didn't end up the way it could have, but there was so many times where I remember I was in jail just 8 years I just did. And it's like the more, I remember my sister, she told me, she said, when I first got out there, she said, analyze your life. And I know what, in general, what analyze means, to analyze something. But when I looked up the definition, and I really, really just looked at me and all the stuff I had been through, but it seemed like the more that I looked back in my past, the more I saw God. It's like, I didn't see me, I just saw him intervening through so many situations, man, to where I know I was supposed to be under the jail or dead. And it's just, man. Yeah, so, yeah, but like I say, man, it's just like that. When I can't come on, it's just that blur and just drugs and stuff, and it just the friends that I surrounded myself around with. It was superficial friendship. You know what I'm saying? And I met so many people. It's like just like all my friends was involved with the same thing that I was doing, but and we all was just kids, man. You know, we all were kids, man, and all similar backgrounds. You know, so yeah, man, it's them years. Them years. Them was I guess what you can call it the defining moments in my life to where I was getting older and growing, but I had the innocence in me was suppressed and never got a chance to thrive because you couldn't be no shit. That friendly shit, nigga ain't trying to that friendly shit in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it was either be eight, nigga. That's what it was. So and shit, it's like man, my homeboy Jaden, man, my boy, man. But it's like in my mind, he was still right there with me. That was my most encouragement, nigga. I'm like, what? So whatever I dealt with, and I hit nigga. I'm ready for. I met it head on, and that's how that name stuck with me, man. 50 caliber, man, because I was pop that. I'm talking about shit. I'm crazy, but that's the truth. This is my reality, man. But the innocence in me was still there, man. Like now, I look at myself now, like man. And I mean, when I got homeboy, be like, man, look at me and say, man, you ain't supposed to be out here in these streets because I'm a friendly dude. I'm friendly, man. I'm a cool, friendly dude, man. I like to kick it, man. It's just crazy. And when I be seeing my nephew, I just like, I see me. I see me, man, in that innocence, man. And it's like, damn, man, I didn't never get a chance to grow up and embrace my childhood and just be a kid. I didn't get the chance to do that shit because I was made decisions. I was in them streets. You know what I'm saying? So it's just now that I'm gonna put 50 cal aside, let him rest in peace, man. And it's like, man, I'm just everything is new to me and fun and yeah. So but yeah, man, man. Yeah, this is just we had to make it. I'm just gonna go to another the next part. Man, catch y'all got to come back for the next part, man. To this story, man. I don't want to give y'all too much right now because yeah, I'm kind of overwhelmed with emotions right now, and I'm trying hard. I can't. I don't want to break. I don't want to break down on this camera with y'all. So y'all like, subscribe, and share. Come back for part 2.